Putting the fight for Africa's conservation into the hands of the youth, the first ever top 100 young African conservation leaders list has been launched. It features exceptional young men and women who've proven to be leading lights for the sustainable development of the continent. One of them is Shaban Senyange, who's a wildlife health specialist. He's paired his dedication towards wildlife conservation and his passion for media to create a TV show Eco Zone. So let's go straight to Shaban now. Very good morning to you. Tell us more about your show and what it seeks to do.
So I have a background in wildlife health, and I've had a couple of years of experience working with different organizations that are at the forefront of biodiversity and environmental conservation in Uganda. And during the time I was in the field, there were so many issues that I saw on ground that were never portrayed in the media. So I've had a passion for telling stories since I was 13, and I saw EcoZone as a platform where both of those passions came to life. So for me, it was very important to bring to light the work that goes on to protect these animals, but at the same time, we wanted to create conservation awareness in a very exciting way. So
and
what
how do you nurture,
excuse
me, jumping in, these working solutions that you have identified?
So for me, was to merge travel with conservation, especially for the TV show, and show people that you can go and have fun and explore this beautiful land. But at the same time, it was important to remind them about how delicate these ecosystems are, but most importantly, our responsibilities to protecting this ecosystem, that each one of us has a role to play. And that was very important for me.
I like how you focus on training community volunteers, because that is key, isn't it, to Africa's wildlife survival. How's that going?
Totally. So we worked around Bwindi, which is home to half of the world's mountain gorillas. And it's very important to have community buy-in, especially when you're doing projects in communities that live next to a resource like that. And it was important to train them and give them the skills that they need to protect the resource, but also benefit from the resource. So we trained the communities on how to manage human-wildlife conflicts, which is one of the biggest issues affecting conservation. So we train them in tools of how to monitor health of mountain gorillas. They collect fecal samples, but most importantly, they are advocates to other communities to be able to protect wildlife and benefit from it as well. So we were able to train over 90 community health officers that collect both health and conservation data. As you might be aware, the human-wildlife disease interface, is one of the key issues, and the current pandemic has been a blessing in disguise because it has really put to light how important that interface is and how much more work needs to be done.
So you're getting the buy-in of communities, which is important, and it's interesting to see how many young people are coming up with ideas who are committed to saving the environment. Why do you think that is important, that the youth really gets involved here?
Well, there's a saying that goes, the youth are the future, and I would like to say the youth are now, because Africa has one of the youngest populations, and if we do not empower the youth to be able to take action, to be able to write their own future, then we are really going to be fighting a losing battle. When you add the issue of youth unemployment and youth trying to make living out of every potential initiative, it's really putting a lot of toll on the environment.
Oh, we've lost Shaban there. Thanks for talking to us. I mean,